said, my team is kind of banged up. It's week 11. We've got a couple of weeks before our bye, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff I want to correct in terms of reps. So, how are you guys doing as a whole after 11 weeks of battle?
I think we're doing well. I think I like what we're doing out there, especially on defense. But there's some things we got to clean up on offense. But it starts getting. I mean, we're winning, which helps a lot of stuff. But our standards obviously to do a lot better than what we're doing, and a lot smoother in just our whole just the way we function as an offense. So we still got some work to do. But I like where we are right now.
You went against this defense a lot in camp. What was your sense of it then, and has anything that they've been doing surprised you?
I don't know. It's tough to really put a finger on exactly what they're doing. I just think they're playing together really well right now, tackling really well. I think that our front is doing a great job of getting pressure. I think that it kind of lacked a little bit of that early on, some of the games to start the season, and they're just working, and they're starting to feel that they are a great defense. So that does a lot for your confidence, and once you kind of establish, you see certain teams like the Panthers when they went to the Super Bowl that year. I don't think everybody thought they were going to the Super Bowl, but when they started figuring out things and started to figure out who they are as an offense, as a team, you start to just learn ways to win and learn ways to be consistent in doing what you do best. So I think that's kind of where they are right now.
Hey, Davante, going into that a little bit more, you saw Eric a lot during training camp. What's your perspective been on watching him have the success he's had right off the bat and being able to step in, especially not having Jair right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot of what I expected him to do based off what I saw early. It means a lot to him, so he's putting a lot into his craft. He's definitely, owning up on that. Having guys like Jair in front of him helps a lot. Just kind of seeing the way he navigates, the way his day is, small things like that. Just locking in on the details, and he's, we still talk.
Enjoy these. Sorry about it. Okay.
We still communicate, so yeah.
Do you enjoy these mental days of practice, and I'm sure just your body, and then a couple weeks before the bye, you guys, if you're winning and play good football, and you get a kind of a chance to, I saw you on the bike today.
Yeah, I think these are good. It's good at this point in the season. Obviously, guys are banged up, so it's good to take a little bit of physical load off and just kind of work above the neck a little bit, and just making sure that we're locking in those moments to make sure we're fully getting something out of it, because I've found that it's much easier to lock in when you have to go full speed. When it's not just a walkthrough, it's not it's cold early on when we're doing it. So as long as we getting everything out of it that we can, I love those type of days.
What type of player is Harrison Smith, and what does he bring to the Vikings defense when he's out?
Versatility, really good in the run game. Savvy veteran who obviously he's really rangy. He'll start on the edge like he's blitzing off the edge, kind of how Jamal Adams did, or he's been doing throughout his career. And then, like I said, going from there, shooting to the middle of the field as a one high safety is tough to do. So he obviously has a lot of reps and been there for a long time. So it presents a pretty, I wouldn't say big challenge, but it's a challenge just because a lot of what I do and I'm able to play so fast is because I can see the picture and know coverages and be able to get a beat on stuff early as possible. So when you have a guy that can hold the shell or just kind of run that defense, kind of like Luke Kuechly did for the Panthers, I think it's pretty similar to that.
Davante, I think Harrison came off the COVID list. You played a lot against him. Have you been able to kind of figure out how well he kind of jumps into the box, disguises things? Have you gotten any kind of a better handle on how that chess game goes over the last couple of years with him?
Yeah, the big thing is just really knowing what they can do, because if he's up there at the line showing blitz, you kind of got to respect it as he's blitzing, and just understanding that, because early on, I think one of the things we struggled on, or at least I did when I first got in the league playing against this team, was seeing him up there and then not really understanding and being as familiar of what what can come from that. I would just kind of look at that and say, okay, yeah, he'll either be a hook dropper or he's blitzing. Where now I understand that he can come and play the flat, and they can kind of do like a 2 invert, basically is what we call it, where the corner will go play the half, and they kind of exchange responsibility. So if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what to be looking for, it makes it tough because you can kind of run into spots and get covered because you don't know someone's running to the spot that looks like it's vacant. So he's done a good job at that. I think the biggest thing is just being aware of what can possibly happen. That way you can assess pre-snap, and then post-snap as well.
Davante, you guys have veteran leaders like at every spot. This might be a horribly obvious question, but maybe it's not. What's the value there other than you have a bunch of older guys who can pass along the coach's message? Is there something
You said,
more?
what's the what?
Is there something more to it than just you guys have a trusted voice to pass along the messages? Is there something more to it than that, the value of all you leaders?
I think it's, there's a million things that I think we bring a lot of value, just for the experience, just the leadership aspect of it. A lot of times I see younger guys looking for leadership throughout games, whether they're, they're not playing as well that game, or, they're having trouble reading stuff. Just having guys that have done it before, it kind of brings this certain, it kind of eases your mind a little bit, I guess, because when I was, young in here coming in, and, my things are just moving 100 miles an hour, a little too fast for me, I would just kind of see how Jordy and Randall were taking things, and it kind of slows me down a little bit because it's easy to get overwhelmed, when you're young in this league. So to be able to look over and see the confidence and kind of pull that from somebody, whether it's in the locker room or out on the field at practice, whatever it is, that was extremely valuable for me. So I knew, I try to be out there and be as confident as possible, let those guys know that, guys like me, Sadie's 12, for special teams, Mason, we've been here doing it for a long time. So, we all open books, ready to help whoever.
2 years ago, how loud was it that they wrapped up the division there, and then how quiet was it last year, and what do you expect this year?
Yeah, it was day and night for sure. First game of the season last year, it was really weird. It took a while. I feed off the crowd a lot. I interact with the crowd throughout games, whether I'm looking at them, pointing at them, doing this, whatever it is. So it took a little bit of time. I want to say throughout the first couple, I was still looking in the stands, like just muscle memory. So it gets pretty loud there. Definitely, it's been a minute since we've had to deal with it the same way, but looking forward to it. I love a loud, vibrant stadium. We'll see if we can give them not so much to be loud about, but it's always fun. It makes it more interesting, and it's nothing better than hearing them loud, and then you make a play, and then just hearing that whole building, you can hear a pin drop. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Hey, Davante, going back to kind of your assessment of the offense, I feel like you and Aaron both kind of made the comment that you felt like you were close after the Washington game, right? And then you get COVID, and you guys have to play without the top 3 receivers. Then you're coming back, and then Aaron's out. And then last week, Aaron's back, but as you kind of experienced, you're not quite yourself yet, especially after not practicing. So do you think all that stuff has kind of just slowed you from getting to where you want to be, or do you think there's more going on there offensively that you guys are frustrated with or struggling to figure out?
I think one thing that's been tough to, obviously, having people, me missing time, then 12, then, whoever Laz having to miss a game, it makes it tough, but based off everything we put in, I wouldn't blame anything on just, that alone. I think it's just, we've got to do better with the way we adjust, because you look at numbers, and that's what you're supposed to do, obviously, look at numbers, see how teams played other guys and, similar offenses and stuff like that, but we've game planned, and I feel like we have some good stuff in. But then, when you're playing against a team like us, obviously, I'm not getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities. So when you're looking at the numbers and how they played against Washington, or how they, such and such, whatever team it was, played against another team, I think we get shocked a little bit because we got Aaron Rodgers, we got Davante Adams, Aaron Jones. It's a lot of people that, you kind of got to change the way you operate. You can't just go just run one high man all game, because that may be what they did against the Eagles or whoever else. But when you go against us, it changes. So I just think maybe the way we adjust, whether it's on the fly or understanding that different opponents aren't going to play us the same way as they played other people, the better we understand that and get a plan for that, and adjust. Me talking to 12, me talking to Matt throughout the the game, and letting them know, because we all communicate really well throughout the game. So just being able to do something about it, and not just chatting about the way we're gonna attack the defense. I feel like the adjustments, me saying, hey, I think that I can beat them on this route, and then clicking up on that. That's what we got to do a little bit better, just to keep this thing flowing.
Davante, what was your perspective on that 50-yarder that AJ had, and what did that do, for the offense, being able to kind of have a play like that?
That was a weird play for me. I don't know how tightly y'all were watching that, but I kind of had some different behavior on that, because I was running the route at first, and then he catches the ball, and I see Quez deliver a perfect block, and I look at the ref to make sure he's not flagging it, and I see he doesn't flag it, and I'm like fist pumping in the middle of the play, because I thought AJ got tackled by the next dude, and then I hear the crowd go crazy again, and I see him still running. I'm like, damn, I could have been blocking longer, so probably he might have scored, but definitely was excited to see that. I mean, just seeing AJ, I would like to see a little bit more animation from him after a play like that. He was a little dull. I'd like to say that I had a little bit more energy than he did when I went up to him and almost knocked him over, but yeah, I mean, he's playing really well, so I'm excited to see how he finishes the year.
Aaron said that Justin Jefferson is a very polished route runner. Obviously, you're top in your league in that category. What do you see when you see him on the field?
I see a 6-year vet when I watch him play. He reminds me of I don't know. I don't even know how to. I haven't seen anybody come in a while and play like the way that he's playing right now. He really strikes me as somebody that has it figured out, whatever that means. Because I wasn't playing that fast in my first and second year. Last year, he already looked like he was been playing for 4 years at that point. So he's kind of aging like a dog right now. And I mean, in his purest form, because he's a dog out there. And I respect what he's doing, and it's really fun to watch. I truly hope that it doesn't look like what it's been looking like the past few weeks against us, but it's definitely fun to watch.